All right, everybody got a balloon? What you're going to do is gather around. You hear what I'm saying? All right, this is what you're going to do. I'm going to stay here. What you're going to do is, with your balloon, everybody knows something with the balloon? Yes. Okay, you project whatever the thought is. But you go to the balloon, you project it into the balloon. Got that? Everyone is going to step on each and every one of these points. Watch me first. Starting here. This is called star stepping. What you're doing is you're lining up your thoughts with the star system of Polaris. This is the Big Dipper. So I already stepped on this first one. Now I'm going to move to the second one. See, you're going to take the step and then stop. You're going to take the step and stop. You're going to take the step, stop, take the step, stop, take the step, stop, take the step, stop. And then on the water symbol, which is the feng shui, and let your balloon go. Now when you let the balloon go, do not take your eyes off of the balloon until it's out of your sight. You want to understand that?
Stay there.
Stay there. No, you don't have to stay there once the balloon is gone. You're going to let the balloon go. Everyone understand that? Who does not understand that? Who does not understand the stop the family? That's simple. All right. All right, first. Where's the one now? Somebody right there. First step. Yes. Second step. Now keep in mind what you wrote on your balloon. Keep in mind. Next, step up. Step here. And let it go. Keep your eyes on it. And then you step back up. Keep your eyes on the balloon. Okay, so step over there. Next, keep it moving. Come on. Let's go. All right. Yes. Very good. Keep your eyes on your balloon as it fades away. That's whatever it is leaving your life. Okay? Remember how powerful violet is. Remember how powerful violet is. Next. Keep it moving, don't stop. Don't watch the next person. Do yours. Just keep it stepping. Step on the side. Well, you can't see it.
No, I see mine's like tiny.
Next. Come on, sis.
Wow. There goes to have it out busted.
When your balloon is released, try to remember where it went. Huh? Yes.
It's like tiny now.
Very good.
It's like fading in with all the other spots I see.
I have never watched something I wanted to live my life so long.
Okay. This is like,
This is whatever negativity being lifted off of you. No, step here first. Sorry, keep your eyes on me.
See you later.
I see a whole lot of other stuff. It's gone. I see all kinds of stuff.
Just keep your face that way so I'll just try to get hit by a car. That way. What's up? Keep it moving. Come on. Come on. Let your balloon go. Don't take your eyes off it. Might drop down, might get this. Go on, Ross. Bruce, did you mind?
Son, we had to go.
Tell me that's a refrigerator.
Come on, look that purple balloon. Let's go. Don't stop dancing.
Like this.
Hands out and then focusing in.
Oh, yes. Make the whole. No. Cigar.
Watch it inside yourself.
4 UFOs. She said she just saw 4 UFOs circling the balloons, brother.
That might be confirmation.
Nick, did you do it already? You did. You didn't have to write one.
Thank you, brother. And now, we're going to take
You just think of it in your mind. And I just, I tell you what, it took straight attention. I'm going straight to where you told me to go. I was like, got a light on. I'm telling you, it's a light on my balloon. You see that light flashing? That's my balloon. You see that light flashing? Oh my goodness. It's taking it right on out of here. Don't look at that. Where's the light?
Went up fast.
Oh, do you see the light on my balloon? Do you see the light flashing? See the light flashing? But do you see the light? Did you see the light flashing? Oh my
Whose
goodness!
balloon is still inside? Raise your hand.
Mine is almost inside. No, there's a light. The light is making me see it.
You gotta watch it till it goes out of your sight.
I'm sorry, yeah, there's a light that's flashing on my balloon.
It's just sunlight. That's it.
The only reason I can still see it is because of the light.
Yeah, but you should know flashlights.
I mean, if it wasn't for that light, oh, it just disappeared. Did it come? Did it come? Did it come? It's gone. Thank you.
Is that everybody?
No.
Okay, we got one more.
I'm gonna add one. Azaria, are we inside?
Inside and we take a break. I just want to say a few words.
About this, and then we take a break. Okay, good. You gotta watch it go away. I can still see it. It's in my sights. gone. Yeah, that went away quick too.
Wait, does anyone remember which direction their balloon went in? Okay, to the right, to the left, straight. Did some take longer to go away than others? Okay, all right. Do you understand what I'm saying? Some of them take longer to go away than others. And so your balloon stays in the sky longer. Okay? The balloon represents your crown chakra. Violet is the most powerful color to do cleansing with. As soon as the sister comes in, she's the last one, we're going to go into a break. And please, Dawood is here. He has some of his whole old DVDs. King Simon, the brother in the back with the camera, he has to come visit me at my table. But, and Roz, she has all her books and DVDs, so make sure you patronize because we got to pay the place, we got to pay, I'll take a few dollars and you got to do King Simon, you got to do Roz and all of that. So thank you for your support. Now, anybody experience anything out of the norm with their balloon? What's that?
I can still see even when it was far out and some certain type of energy that came through.
That's a very, whatever it is you're trying to get rid of is strong and it's trying to hold on to you. Okay, some balloons it just went gone. Right, it's trying to hold on to you. Yeah.
What's the significance with his balloon staying there and some other balloons went? Because I thought maybe it just...
Yeah, I want to talk about all of that, but my brother Dawood got to go, and I'm glad his presence is here. So what I'm going to do right now, and please remember that, because you're coming up right after the break. Remember that question. Okay, so put your hands together for Roz. Make sure you come back from the break. We're going to have the second part of that ritual take place, and then we got hula hooping and we got magic.
How long is the break?
We're going to take about a 15-minute break. Because we got to hear what, King Simon, 7:30? Yeah. Okay? All right. So, take a break and come on back. Here you go, bro. 15.
Brother Azariah or Brother Azazel in the building. Give him a round of applause. Put your hands together for our brother. Come on. He did so much with it, man. He's explaining it. He's breaking it down. He even got a secret book, too.
Thank you so much. I'm short on time, so we're going to have to get directly to rituals, and I will explain. Okay, we understand. If you look at this chart here, you'll notice that man and woman all have all the chakras. Of course, the chart is not going to show all the chakras. It's just going to show what they call perfection, which is the number 7 again. We notice that if you look at the root chakra, which is your sexual energy, you notice that on the man it has a plus symbol. You notice for the female it has a negative symbol. Everyone noticing that? So that means that her root chakra is extremely what? Magnetic. His is also, because there's no such thing as electrical, it's all magnetic. It's just from which angle you're looking at it from. Okay? But we use the plus symbol to symbolize what we call positive, not in the sense of negative or positive as in good or bad. Positive being the male energy because why? Why? Come on now, you don't know what a damn dick yeah, do I have to use that kind of language to make you understand? What is the plus sign on the penis area for? It projects out into the vagina to create. What I'm going to say though, to speed it up, do not, in New York, do not have your children, or do not have, when you have sex in the winter, make sure your woman does not get impregnated in the winter months. because the nutritional level of the quality of the air and position of the planet. Now, if you're in Africa somewhere, you're good to go. But there are months that you do not, such as September, October, November, and December. February, okay? Because your semen is strongest at the spring and summer months. And you can see not only are women becoming impregnated in winter months, as long as if you're born, if your birthday's in a winter month, you have to work harder at your health and your chi development. If your birthday is in the winter month, you must work harder than the, because I'd be like, at one time I had high blood pressure, the nigga like 800 pounds, ain't got high blood pressure. You know? And I said, well, am I eating something wrong? My diet is better and everything. But I was born in September, October, November, December, January, and February. They have to work harder on their health. And you have to be careful because you don't want to flood the womb with degenerate zoosperm. Another thing you need to know about children is that make sure if you are impregnated or you're going to be impregnated, that you love the man and the man loves you. Because if you don't do that, your child is headed for Rikers Island. You understand me? Do you see what you see out here? That means there were no love between the parents. And you know there's love between the parents because they look alike. People who love each other look alike. If you love your dog, you're going to start looking like him. So you can tell when people love each other. When I see a couple, I know. I don't care damn what you say. Okay? So be mindful of that. And everyone in here should memorize these chakras and how they coordinate. Men have a positive crown chakra. That's the thoughts project out. Female has magnetic. Now, hopefully, later on we'll get into the different fluids that emanate from the female that you can use in magic. But right now, what I want to do is I want to give my brother, the Magic Man, some time before we get into hula hooping. Because these chakras can be spun in different directions to bring you different energy. Okay? So if I'm hula hooping and I'm spinning my chakras to the left, what am I doing? I'm looking for more, what? Physical, left is physical. Energy. And as I said before, and I know everybody gonna like this, never put money in your left, in your right pocket, always in the left. If you want to keep it. If you really don't want it, put it in the right pocket. Okay? Oh yeah, if they put it in the right pocket, it's going to somebody. Yes, the right gives away. Where's this man standing? On the right side. The right brain. Okay? The left side, the female brain. Everyone understanding that? Okay. Without further ado, what I'm going to do real quick is introduce this lovely, come on up here, brother. This is an old friend of mine, master martial artist, Brother Sharif Bey, but he also deals heavily with the magic. Do your thing, my brother. Give him a hand.
I want to go into some stuff real briefly, but before I do, I'm going to be going so quick because I don't have much time. So anything I go into, if you're interested, you can reach me at Brother Sharif, that's BROTHER SHARIF @gmail.com, and you can ask me questions. Because every time I get up and do lectures, I'll be so busy trying to get into something, I just brush over the things and somebody might need something that I have. When I got a lot of titles, and it took me a while to become a master of the martial arts. I was a 10th degree black belt, teaching the black belts, But my teacher passed away, so I waited until the Moors and
Who's that?
Dr. Shaka, Zuma, big heavy dude, was in the meeting of the minds and all these meetings we have. Yeah, and so I was waiting for the Moors and Dr. Shaka and a couple of people to come to sign the papers for me, you know, so I'm a master now. Now, a lot of people ask me about herbs and healing things because I have a gift for healing, but I'm an amateur when it comes to herbology and all that. I'm an amateur. I have to look it up and then get back with them and do a lot of history and studying. I'm a professional ethnobotanist, so I deal with spiritual herbs of the mind. Things like ayahuasca, things that take you in other dimensions, things that the Africans use, the Dogons use to bring forth ancestors to ask questions. These type of things I do. But when you want to deal with golden seal and something to catch a cold and all that, I have to go in the books and look those little things up because I don't have as much faith in it. And it's sad to say I'm a herbologist, I deal with herbs every day, and then I myself don't have as much faith in it. So you might think it's hypocritical, but it's not. It's how far down we have fallen that herbs don't do the job they're supposed to do. Your body is on a different vibrational frequency. So the herbs, in order to get the herbs to do what they got to do, you would have to take 11 times as much. You would have to boil it and be concentrated. You would have to take it 11 times. Even with regular fruits and vegetables and things, you need like 11 servings. People eat an orange and think they're okay. Still getting diseases and everything out here, still eating the wrong foods. They think because they eat an orange or an apple or something, they're doing their body good. That's like a waste of time. You would need 11 oranges per day, or 11 apples, or a combination of vegetables per day. Minimum. You can do more, but minimum. So as I was trying to get, you gotta excuse me, I'm still a little hype type person, I'm a little jumpy. I did the 5-bubble bike tour today. Then they let me off here and I hanged out in the McDonald's and place I'm waiting for this. So I'm like a little bit, still jumpy from doing 5 bubbles and all that. And let me tell y'all so that you know my history real quick because I don't have much time for that, but you're talking about 5 different heart medications. You're talking about a brother with a bad heart, 5 different heart medications. So they stopped me. I was a professional boxer, but sooner or later you're gonna get caught. So they caught me with a arrhythmia and high blood pressure. Sooner or later you're gonna get caught, So that's how my boxing career ended. I work in one hospital full-time, part-time in the next hospital, and I volunteer in the 3rd hospital. So I'm always dealing with our people and herbs and trying to help people and everything. Like Azariah and all of, we work with this Prunella chrysanthemum. The Prunella is a female energy that is a self-heal plant from Africa. And they call it self-heal because that plant is like a 3 times ginseng. Whatever ginseng can do, and you read in the papers, take this and that, this is 3 times as potent, Prunella. The herb Prunella, when you take it in its raw form. This is not as strong, it's a little weaker, but it's more flavorful. So to get, I'm not gonna spell nothing for y'all. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave it open. I'm so gonna get into my little thing. What I'm gonna do is you come up here after and then you can write down the words. I'm gonna have one over here open and you can take the sample and the words is on the sample. So you take it home with you, the sample, try it, taste it, look it up on the internet, get familiar with it and all like that. So I'll leave one here and you can open it later when it's time to go or whatever. I deal with a lot of electronics because I'm a magician and the top magicians always work with electronics. And the root word of magician is magi, and magi is the wise man. So throughout Africa, throughout Asia, throughout Central America, in the pyramids, the hieroglyphics, before you get into anything, how this pharaoh did to this one, and before you can get into anything, when you first get into the hieroglyphics, the first comes the magician, the cups and the balls. And this comes from Africa. They use the bowls, and they would do magic with 3 objects. So this is twofold. One is entertainment. Some people not on that frequency, that's cute. Another thing is that the Africans don't know who has the gift or who does not have the gift for herbs, for plants, for meditation, to assist people or the shaman, or to be a stronger warrior, because you got to get them from when they're young, and all kids when they're young look similar. So in Africa, so what they did was they would introduce them to magic tricks, and somebody would gravitate toward the magic tricks. And they said, oh, okay, this is the one that likes it more than the other one. He's emphatic about it. Here, who just jumped me and he's giving me his Pokemon cards to do magic with him. I'm like, oh, you know. That's the type of person they look for, somebody with an intuitive mind who's not scared to learn something. Now, you look at it as one way. You look at me and you might see a magician, a professional magician, he's doing a trick or something like that. A wise man, a magi who thinks outside the box is looking at word association. How did this man, who's just like y'all, or maybe was worse off with y'all with a bad heart from the projects, how did he excel in school, get the top grades? Word association. I took Spider-Man and all the stuff that y'all laugh at, and I switched it in the math questions. They used to have questions, if Mary had this amount of ribbon and she cut 1/3 and gave 2 eighths to this one, it used to drive me crazy. I couldn't deal with it. So I switched it to Spider-Man. Spider-Man had thread. Instead of ribbon, it was thread because he shoots the thread. And when Spider-Man shoots this thread and he cuts off 1/3 of the thread, and you know, in my mind, all of a sudden I'm getting hundreds. African tradition of changing over something to something that I like. At the time, I happened to like Spider-Man, so I switched it to Spider-Man. So now I'm getting hundreds, and everyone's looking at me like I'm the most intelligent man in the world. All I'm doing is listen to African intuition, all right? So y'all can teach your kids that too. Just switch stuff over, and next thing you know, instead of Mary with the ribbon, it's Spider-Man with the threads, and then all of a sudden your kid is gonna do good too, all right? Try it. You don't have to be Spider-Man, but try it, all right? Real quickly now, I'm not going to get into this, all right? The colors, as a martial artist, we use the colors for meditative states to bring about high intelligence. And generally, the colors have the words on it, so when y'all come up here, you can look at the colors and see. It changes colors, this thing, and you can see the words and stuff for that. Yeah, and we use this, that's how I got the masters when I was fighting with the martial arts. I used to go into the meditative states with that. What else we have here? These right here, we have to buy. Black people usually don't buy it by the palette. So the palette has, this is a Nook. And this has, you know, colored high definition. The difference from this one, the guy who hooked it up, this Chinese guy, he's like, you have to buy a palette. I'm like, how many is on a palette? He said, I can sell this to you for $50. I'm like, what? They like $199 or so. I just went to Barnes and Nobles. I can't, $50. He said, yeah, but you have to buy 2,000. In my mind, I'm like, do I know 2,000 people? I got a few aunts I can use, and I got a nephew. I'm like, oh man. So what we did was we got other people involved or whatever, and then at the hospital I was able to sell them. So we were selling them for like 150, but we would get the advertisements in the newspapers and show. And also this had free Netflix for life. Free internet for life. Free Netflix for life. Now, that means anytime you're ready to watch a movie, you just put it on. Now, I didn't know how to hook this up to the TV. It has no outlet to hook to the TV, but this hooks to the computer. Go back and forth with pictures and music and this and that. So I'm a little old-fashioned, so I didn't know how to do all that, but they hooked this up to the computer. Now, the computer got free Netflix for life. Free internet. Now we just knocked out somebody out there. We're not paying those fees. Whatever their fees is, we're not paying it now. So, you know, I learned this from the Moors. Always look for something that I can utilize and make something from it. When I was 7 years old, I was doing magic tricks on Bushwick Avenue at the Moorish Temple for them. And I didn't pick up nothing too much what they said. I was just happy for the tricks. But, I got that intelligence from them. Another thing is this hooks up to the computer, and then from the computer has everything. Now I put my computer behind my TV. Hook the computer to your TV. Now my TV got internet and free movies, and I didn't pay nobody a bill yet. You see what I'm saying? I put this behind the TV. I mean, not this. I put my computer behind the TV. I don't know how to close the computer without it cutting off, so I just put a shirt or something over it, or stick it behind the TV. And I'm not paying no bills at the end of the month, but everybody else is paying a bill. So these are the things you have to start learning. Oh, the lights is here. They come with, I don't even see the remote. There we go. These lights is here. These are meditative lights that go into your lamps and stuff. And it has, It has all the colors here on the remote control, so that it's a real low light. It won't bother your eyes, and it's super low, and it's just for meditative. It's not even to see or nothing. So you just stick the, put the bulb in the light, and it has 16 colors, so it gotta be one of the colors that you need, or flash, or reverb, or just go through some, or you can keep it at a solid color. And last but not least, to get the kids off of my TV set, boom, this looks like a toy, but it's a powerful projector. 1080p. This is the stand for it. So you hook it up to the stand hooks up, it can roll around a chair or something. So you're seeing movies on the wall, and now you cut out. You go to movies every now and then. Don't go as much as you used to go. Cut it in half or cut it out. Because you're getting something from Netflix or from bootleg or wherever you happen to get your movies from. And you run it through this. This is HDMI. This is the latest, hookups or whatever. All right, we finished the products up here. This is from a Jade right here, so you can't buy this because I only got one, but you can see me at another time. This is retinol cream. I got a lot of time on my hands, so I looked and seen some stuff on TV on HSN, the cream products and the stuff they're using for their skin and all that. I'm like, what is these people using? So I looked at the back of it and got the ingredients off as a magician, or herbologist or whatever. Run to the store, then I run to my Chinese connection. Can you get this, that? So he's got it here, so we got everything. We got the retinol, 100,000 IU per ounce or whatever. You just put it on, whatever, Same stuff, dispenser stuff on TV for half the price, whatever. Well, you can't get it to the end because I don't want anybody to see it. Doing the bike tour and everything, I use the stevia and I sell that. And the stevia, you put it in the vanilla or something, because these vanilla and things work from a cellular level. So I'm still gonna get tired out there doing. When I bike to work from New Lots, it takes me like an hour or so to get to Queens. Then I gotta go over the bridge, go through Queens to 59th Street Bridge, through Manhattan all the way to 135th Street Bridge, over that to the Bronx, and through the Bronx all the way to the end of the Bronx just to work. Then I work in a hospital standing up as an aide, so I'm all day up after. There's people do these 26-mile tours and things every now and then. I do it 4 or 5 times a day just to get to work. So, I'm like, I got super mad energy, and it's coming from the herbs, and I'm just letting y'all know. So if anybody feeling run down because of the toxic foods and things, you should go on the internet, start look up vanilla, look up some herbs, start getting these things back into you. And with that, it's time to do my little magic and bounce.
Okay, I'll give you my dollar, turn it into a 20.
That's what I'm talking about.
Son just took the show from me. He just took the show from me. What I'm gonna do is I borrow somebody's dollar, even though I have. We're gonna use someone else's dollar. It looks more convincing or whatever. What I'm gonna do is try to use the mind and change their dollar. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna give the dollar to somebody, and I'm gonna make like I'm hungry. This is what they did back in the day. Oh, let me tell you what happened too, by the way. Since we're talking about sexual magic and energies from within, chakras and things like that, excuse me. There was some magicians, started in Algiers, in France, and some other places. They started believing the BS. I don't curse, so they started believing the BS with magic. And we have fun, pick a card and all that. But they started believing this stuff with the herbs. Black Herman. Yeah, he's gonna. You're gonna see it in a way that he's got the same thing. The herbs mixed in with the magic. So they started. Once you start believing, come to find out it's your faith that makes things move. So the power within. They're just looking for a way to get it out. That's why people use crystals and things. I found out some of the quartz crystals, like the one I'm wearing. These things is just magnification of your stuff. It's a rock if you don't know how to work it. It's only your stuff being magnified. Because you need something to believe in. Because we can't believe in ourselves. So this is like a segue. It's like me, I gotta give up sugar, so I'm using stevia or sweet and low or some other thing, a midway point. So anyway, these magicians started healing wounds, and the government got hold of it, started hearing about it. They put their undercovers in as usual. Come to find out, the magicians went overboard. Now they started healing gunshot wounds and miraculously healing legs, putting legs and see everything that Jesus Christ could do. We're not having that because they're black. So the government said we're not having that. What they did was send in Thurston and some other, you can look this up on the internet, and these guys went and they had a heavy, they call it light heavy box. That's what I used to use in Manhattan on my shows. So it's a light heavy box, it's an electric magnet. And when you put the electric magnet down on the rug or something, and they staple it to the floor, when you put a box on it, the box has metal inside, even though it's a wooden box, no one can lift the box up. The strongest man in the world can't lift the box up when you put the electricity on. So they would let the box off and let a European white girl put her doll in there. And the little European white girl would have her doll and have the box and walk around with it. But when she puts it down, she knew where to put it because she's in on it. When the little white girl puts the box down, the most strongest feds, because the most strongest feds wear Moors, and the Spanish border feds was there. They was allowed to take off their feds, roll up their sleeves. They couldn't move the box. They brought in bodybuilders, whoever, they couldn't move it. And this is how they broke the magic, the real magic that comes from within. So all of a sudden these people couldn't heal no more. Once their belief was gone, the healing left. This story is not told to black people. This is only told to Europeans and Jewish people. And you can get some of it on the internet in a condensed, lighthearted version if you look up some of the magicians. And this is how Eric Weiss, he was a Jew, he learned this story. He changed his name to Houdini. So that's how he became famous. Everybody heard of Harry Houdini. He got his name from Harry Thurston and some other magicians based on this story right here. They used to go around him and his brother. So this is, hold on, let me do this. So you got nothing to eat and you gave me $1. I'm gonna start off with nothing in the hands or whatever. So she gave me $1, you check it up in the light, make sure it's real or whatever. Now you gotta watch this closely. I'm gonna put the one hand gotta stay in the pocket or behind the back or something. Only one hand, whatever she gave me, that's the only thing I can have in my hand. Nothing else. No hiding between the fingers, nothing. And then you just count to 3 and I'm finished. Can you see it?
Oh my God!
Let me see it. It changed to 100. That was fast, right? Here, take the 100. Now watch this. He's gonna take the 100, but I need 10 or something. So I gotta pay take the 100. And no, I gotta go. All right. Before I go, this he asked me to do something, and this is how the Egyptians brought people into their, and kept youth into their, whatever they was doing. You plant the seed when you bring the kid in. Y'all can hear me, I'm kind of loud, right? You plant the seed by bringing the youth into whatever movement you have. But what holds the seed and make them want to emulate you and copy you is when they go there and the magician turns stuff to candy and this and that. They're going for you when they're going to see your meeting, but in the subconscious mind, they're really going to get some of that candy and see the magic or whatever. So that's why I changed, some change to candy and gave it to him, because that's in the African tradition. They use honey and different things. So, hold on. I want to start with this coin here. I'm going to take this coin. Got it from Azariah, put it in the pocket. And what I want to try to do is make it come back without even going over there. Do you see that? Sleight of hand. Do you see it? Here, hold this one too. No, see, actually we had 2. Actually we had 2, so Yeah, so look, now I give him the 2. Somebody hold the 2. Well, actually, I think we had 3. Well, it must have been 3 we had. Yeah, give it a 3. Take that one too. Well, yeah, it was 1 here. See, it's going to stay. So this is manipulation, and this is what all the magic you see in Las Vegas and all that started from these African moves they did with coins and stones and and balls and all that. So I just want you to know you gotta keep the magic in your heart, and if you believe, you can actually heal from it. Because I have 5 different heart medications, 4 medications, and 1 hydrochlorothiazide. There's a water pill, release water. So that's 4 and 1, but still 5 different things going through me start messing me up.
Yeah.
So when I started getting back on the herbs, and I got kind of dizzy on the train. So she said, when you're having too much medication, so they cut everything. They took 2 out, so I had the 3. Then I got dehydrated, so then they cut that one out. Then the last 2, I got nauseous and was getting dizzy. My blood pressure was too low. That's not good. So they cut the heart medication out. So I guess it's from the exercising and the herbs in combination. You know, so that's the magic. The magic is African knowledge. It's not no tricks, okay?
That's great.
Thank you. I'd like to thank you.
I need a chair. Can I have one of these chairs? Anyway. I'll take this.
I want everyone to just kind of relax. Body. Make sure your feet are planted on the ground. Whatever you do, try not to cross any part of your body. Hands, feet, just relax. And what we're going to do, just for a moment, and I need a timer. Can you keep time? For 1 minute, we're going to just kind of sit and allow whatever comes to your mind, whether it be a phone ringing, whether it be something you need to do. What you're going to do is you're not going to force it out of your mind. You're just going to sit quietly for 1 minute. Now, whatever comes to your mind, don't force it out of your mind. But the objective of the mind, or clarify the mind. So, just for 1 minute, let's just sit here. And this is part of 1 step in like a 5 or 6 step ritual. Okay, but it starts with you. You want to clean your own energy first. Okay, so when you hear the sound of this bell, you begin to just sit quietly. Some of you can close your eyes, or and before you do that, also listen to me very carefully. I want you to visualize a royal blue ankh at the pineal gland, and surround that ankh in brown, or look at Majade's forehead. You see the ankh there? You have an ankh in the center of your brain at the pineal gland, which is at the bridge of the nose and the center of the brain. Everyone see that? That's where your pineal gland is. That's the seat of the soul. And now you're going to sit for 1 moment and meditate on what I just said. Next step. At At this moment, I want you to take your tongue and draw a 5-pointed star at the roof of your mouth. A 5-pointed star at the roof of your mouth. Now what you're going to do is you're going to chant Om, and you're not going to open your mouth. Everyone understand me? When you hear the sound of the gong, begin chanting Om with your mouth closed. Take a deep breath through the nostrils and out through the mouth. Comes out. One more time. Now you're going to chant Om with your mouth open. Are we ready? Are we ready? We're about ready. The European, when he does a ritual, he'll put it in comedy, and he will use that laughter against you whether you know it or not. So what we're doing with Kundalini, and turn the word laughter back on him into the word slaughter. So what we're going to do is we're going to laugh as hard as you can. Keep in mind those things you want to destroy that are in your life that should not be there. At the sound of the gong, we will begin. Very good. We're coming down to the last stage. Okay, we're coming down to the last stage. Very good. Next stage. I want you to understand that words lock you into a box. The most powerful words on earth are words that are not locked into a box and don't have a definition. That is thought. So what we're going to do, I want you to call out words that come to mind that have absolutely no meaning. What you want will be in the mind. Okay? Remember the movie, what is it? Supercalifragilistic? What was she saying? Okay? Are we ready? At the sound of the gong, we will begin. Holy look at this! You have just performed a major ritual. The time we performed this ritual, we saw results. Okay, so it's based on your intent and your energy in motion. Emotion. So, dealing with energy in motion, I did say we will spin our chakras today. Okay, you want that energy to travel in both directions, up and down, left and right. When you spin your chakras left and right, the energy also comes in left and right and up and down. Okay?
I got a question.
Yes.
You just did a ritual, and that ritual was based on whatever it was we were thinking at the time?
Yes, your thoughts. Words without meaning can only be your thoughts. Can't be anyone else's.
So,
Wait a question.
Yes.
I used to do this as a kid. I used to let go of balloons. I used to say things that don't make sense, make up stuff, and I used to laugh.
I got one word for you, young fella. It's called Funderstanding. Everyone understand that? It's called Funderstanding. So, now, Mujay, you get to come up here, and we're going to talk about how to spin your chakras. And she's going to do it for a minute. We're going to get some people in the audience to get your butt on up here and shake them. Come on now. All right, so Mujay is going to grab. You have enough space? Somebody put that CD on for her, the one that I gave you, sister. All right. Woo. Hey, y'all, my chakras are spinning just looking at that.
Louder, she said louder, please.
Louder, louder.
Louder music, thank you.
All right. Okay, so she's spinning right now counterclockwise. Counterclockwise, that is anti-physical. Anti-physical. The left, spin to the left, physical energy. To the right, more spiritual energy. Ooh, made me want to get up there. Wow. Unbelievable. Who wants to try it? Come on now, sisters. Don't be shy now. We're closing it out. Jay's going to help you out. She's going to show you how to do it. Come on. Come on, sisters. Don't be shy. Now don't make me come out there and grab somebody. Come on, don't be shy. All right, give her a hand. Give her Jack's hand. Anybody else want to try? You want to try, sister? Come on over here. Get next. Keep those hips moving, sister. Don't stop. Yes, keep that rotation going. Move those hips. Move around. Yes, keep it. No, she needs that size right there. The other one's too small. And that is one of the beginner stage, just moving the hips side to side, just to get your balance and coordination. Believe it or not, I can hula hoop. I can hula hoop my ass off. Fuck shit now, though. But it will tighten up your six pack. Yeah, look at that. Wow. Look at that. Funderstanding. Okay? Funderstanding. Come on up here, sister. Come on, sister. The yellow says you want to try. Come on up here. Give your sister a hand. Give her a big hand. Come on up, sister. You don't have to take that off. Come on. We need a brother now. Come on now, brother. Yeah, come on up here, brother. Come on. You want to try, brother? Come on. We need somebody like you to try. All right. Who, any brothers you want to try? Okay, you come on up here, brother. You next? Yeah, come on up here. You next. Okay. Oh, she's doing the grind, boy. All right. We're going to have a brother do that. See, brother's hard to do that. Come on, brother. I know you got it. Come on now. Don't let the sisters show us up. Yeah, come on. Left or right. It's up to you.
Which one is coming?
Yeah. To your left is coming. To your left is coming. Yeah.
And remember, you're gonna go.
Start with the hips, right?
He's panicking first, yeah.
Come on, baby. Got that.
Try to come out of this.
Come on. Don't know how to do it. Yeah, you get there. Sister Ross,